This is the Washougal River's Edge tournament. It's a tournament for the ages. I'm Michael Wolf. I'm past president of the Columbia River Pickleball Club and current treasurer. This park's been in Washougal as long as I know, and a long time, but it hasn't been very well utilized in recent years. And at this end of the park, which is the far east end, we've had two unused tennis courts. They've been pretty downtrodden and haven't been used in probably 25 or 30 years. So a year ago, the city helped, and we got money from a grant and managed to get enough money together to refurbish the courts into 6 brand new pickleball courts. About $10,000 of it, we had money from our Columbia River Pickleball Club, and so we're trying to pay that money back, and so we're doing a fundraiser in this tournament, hoping to pay back some of that money. These courts get used 7 days a week. There's a group out here that is, weather permitting, but every day that's good weather, we have people out here, and like I say, 25 or 30 people every morning. I played paddle sports since 1963. I played racquetball, tournament racquetball for 45 years. I played about 12 years of tournament badminton, both of those at a national level. I played table tennis, tournament table tennis. So I played a lot of paddle sports. I played a lot of other sports as well. And a few years ago, a friend of mine who played also both badminton and racquetball tournaments was into pickleball and invited me to try seeing how it was at Huntsman games. So I went and gave it a try, and since then I've quit playing racquetball together, and now I just play pickleball. I love the game.
What is it about the game that you love?
The biggest thing is that it's a very social game. Instead of playing with the same partner all the time, maybe playing against the same 3 or 4 people, in this sport we play it against all different people every single day. So about every 15 minutes we change games with 2 new players coming in, and so you play with maybe 15, 20 different players in a morning, and everybody has a great time, and so the social aspect is maybe the best. The other thing is that you can play it even though you start having some body problems. Like I've had a replaced knee, a replaced hip, both of my shoulders have been rebuilt. A lot of that was from firefighting for 31 years, but this game I can still play it, have a great time, and play at a fairly high level. I couldn't go out and do that in tennis anymore or in racquetball. So this allows me to continue to enjoy sports and having a great time and a lot of good friends. We lived here in Washougal for 12 years, and we knew some people in Washougal, but we really hadn't met a lot of people. When we started playing pickleball here, and especially when we got these courts built a year ago, we've met many, many of our close-by neighbors that we would have never met another way. And it extends out into Portland and all the surrounding areas, and even across the country. We have friends that are, on Facebook friends, but friends that we look forward to seeing at tournaments that we just met. And it's been about 6 years for me that I've been playing, and I just can't count how many friends I have from pickleball. It is very social. The most common term I hear, I said it some years ago, sort of kidding, but now I've heard it from so many pickleball players, and that is that this game is very addictive. If you start playing, most people just love the game. From the first day, they just fall in love with it and continue to play. I've heard of very, very few people that have started playing and decided they didn't like it and quit playing. It's more the other way around. They just can't get enough time in. And the people that are still working, it's like, we're trying to find enough time to still come out and play pickleball. I think a big thing that I hope is starting to happen more and more is to get more young people into the game. It's been kind of a game that started, it didn't really start with old people, but it became very popular very quickly in retirement communities, and real quick with older people that were past athletes and current athletes, but their bodies were starting to slow down a bit, and they were still able to find a sport that they loved. So now it's getting hopefully more popular with the younger crowd, and I think it's just a fantastic sport for young people as well as old. And the other thing that's really great about it is it's really good for family activities. Grandkids can play with their grandparents, mothers and fathers with their sons and daughters, and it just fits all ages, and it can be competitive across the ages, and everybody can have a great time. Well, we started the club with the primary purpose of trying to get more courts, more facilities, and more people involved in pickleball. But from that time, it's just kind of exploded here, and we're having trouble keeping up. But what we're really looking for now is to maybe get some sponsors for our tournaments like this one, where we add a little bit of backing with money, and to try to get more facilities, and then just get more people involved in pickleball. It just is a sport that suits everyone, and anybody who tries it, I think they enjoy it. And so it's a matter of how many people can we accommodate, how many courts do we need, and that's an ever-changing thing. As we get more courts, when we started here 6 years ago trying to get these courts, it seemed like, boy, 6 courts would just be fantastic, and we wouldn't be able to overuse them. Now it's not enough courts. We can't run a big tournament because it's not enough courts, and we also, just on a daily basis, it's filled up pretty much every day. So as it expands, we need more courts, more facilities, and then for tournament things, we need to expand and get some real sponsors and get some more advertising out into the community. We'd like to see the high school kids get into this, and there are places they are. They have a big tournament in New York, upstate New York, at a high school where they get 300 kids in a big tournament, and they make a big thing out of it. They have reporters for it. They have it on TV. They do interviews with the players, and it's just a big thing that the whole school gets involved in. And I think that's something that could happen other places, and the kids absolutely love it, and they get a lot of good fun out of it.
Well, Mike, thank you. You've been in service to this game for many years and to the club, so it's amazing to see what you've built.
Well, Kevin, thank you very much. I hope it just continues to grow.
Sure it will.